Hello, and welcome to your 25-minute lower body stretch and warm up for the day. In today's class, I'll guide you through poses and movements designed to open your hips and stretch your hamstrings and your legs in their entirety. While this is not a yoga class, lots of these poses are inspired by yoga poses or other movements traditionally found in the practice. Remember to listen to your body, and I hope you enjoy. Begin by coming onto your sitting bones and step both feet out in front of you a bit wider than hips width distance. Place your hands, palms facing down into the ground, fingers pointing away from you. Turn both feet out about 45 degrees and take an inhale as you sit up as straight as you can. And on exhale, let both knees fall open towards your left side. Inhale, lift them back through center, feet plant. Exhale, let your knees open and fall to the right. Inhale, find your comfortable center. Exhale, knees fall to the left. Inhale, find your center. Exhale, drop your knees to the right now. Feel your hips open. Inhale, find center. And exhale, knees drop to the left. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, knees to the right. Inhale, find your center. And on exhale, drop your knees to the left and bring your right hand just in front of your right knee so that your chest faces the back of your space. Take an inhale and exhale, stay here or fold forward, lowering your forearms to the ground in front of your left shin and let your forehead fall towards the earth as well. Take a few long, deep inhales and exhales as you hold and let your body melt into this pose. On your next inhale, lift up if you chose to fold over. Place your right hand back behind your right hip and your left hand behind your left hip. And then bring both feet back through center, back to that neutral position. Then let your knees fall towards the right side. Left hand comes in front of left knee now. Inhale, sit up straight. Exhale, fold forward or stay upright. Let your forehead come towards the ground or to rest on your forearms. And breathe here as you hold. If it doesn't feel exactly the same as it does on the other side, that is completely okay. You can even draw your attention to the places in your body where it feels different. Not analyzing or judging, but just feeling and being in this moment. On your next inhale, if you folded, lift back up, bringing your hands to the mat. And then exhale as you sweep both hands behind either hip once again and come back to that neutral center. Take an inhale and exhale. Extend both legs long towards the corners of your mat or your room, welcoming your body into a straddle position. Flex your feet and bring your hands right in front of either hip crease. Take a deep inhale, sit up straight. And exhale, hold here. On inhale, lift both arms up high and overhead, fingers reaching towards the sky. And on exhale, sweep your right arm down and towards your left foot as you reach your left arm overhead towards your right foot. Gaze up under your left bicep and hold here. You do not have to grab on to your right foot at all. Simply let your body be where it's at once again. On inhale, lift both arms back up overhead through your center. And exhale, sweep your left arm down and towards your right foot now as your right arm reaches overhead towards your left foot. Either grab hold of those toes or let your left arm linger. And keep both feet flexed as you hold here and breathe. On your next inhale, release any hold you might have and lift your arms back up through center. On your exhale, lower your hands to the ground in front of you and draw your chest towards the ground. You can stay up on your hands or lower down onto your forearms. No matter where you are, keep your feet flexed, toes pointing towards the sky. You can stay up, or if you'd like to lower down further to your chest, do so. Do whatever feels good in your body and honor its comfortable edge. On your next inhale, lift yourself back up from wherever you are to sit tall in your straddle. And exhale, let it go. Now bend both knees inward so that the soles of your feet touch in front of you in a butterfly position. Grab on to the fronts of your toes with each hand, interlacing your fingers, and pull through your feet to help you sit up straight. Inhale and exhale. Begin to flutter the wings of your butterfly, gently lifting and lowering your knees, opening up your hips. Release that fluttering motion and let both knees fall towards the ground as far as they'd like to. Inhale, and on exhale, fold forward, drawing your forehead towards where your toes and fingers are meeting. Continue to let your hips open and your knees fall towards the ground. On inhale, sit back straight once again, and exhale. Sweep both legs behind you now to come up onto all fours in a tabletop position, with your wrists stacking right under your shoulders and your knees about hip width apart, stacking right under your hips. Engage your core by drawing your belly button up and back towards your spine, and then extend your left leg long behind you, letting your toes drop to the mat or to the ground. Press back into your left heel. And then on inhale, lift your left leg straight up and around towards the space next to your left hand. Exhale, lift it up and back now, tapping your left toes to the outside of your right leg, gaze back. Inhale, lift your left leg up and over towards your left side. Exhale, lift it up and back, tap your toes on the outside of your right leg. Inhale, lift that leg up and out towards the left. Exhale, tap the toes. Gaze over your right shoulder to watch the toes tap. Inhale, lift it up and out towards the left. Exhale, tap back on the outside of your right leg. Inhale, lift your left leg back through center behind you. And exhale, bend your left knee and step your left foot in between your hands. Sink your weight forward into your left hip in this low lunge. Inhale, let your chest lift, come onto fingertips. Exhale, lower your palms to the mat and shift your hips back and down to invite your left knee to straighten. Left toes can peel off of the mat here. Inhale, deeply bend into that left knee, weight shifts forward. Exhale, send your hips back and down, left knee comes towards a straight position. Inhale, shift your weight forward, weight is in your left hip now. Exhale, palms come to the ground, send your hips back and down. Inhale, bend the left knee, shift your weight forward, come onto fingertips to lift your chest. Exhale, lower your palms to the mat, send your hips back and down. Inhale, bend and shift your weight forward. And exhale, step your left knee back to meet your right in that neutral tabletop. Shimmy out your hips and then come back into stillness to do the same thing on the other side. Extend your right leg long behind you, toes to the ground, and draw that right heel towards the back wall or to the ground. Now inhale, lift your straight right leg up and out towards the right side of your space, tapping somewhere on the outside of your right wrist. And exhale, lift that right leg up and back, tapping your toes to the outside of your left leg. Inhale, lift that right leg up and over towards the right. Exhale, lift up and back towards the left, gaze over your left shoulder. Inhale, lift towards the right. Exhale, lift up and back, tap your toes to the ground on the outside of your left leg. Inhale, lift up towards your right. Exhale, lift up and back towards your left. Inhale, lift up towards your right. Exhale, lift up and back towards your left. Tap the toes, watch your toes tap. Inhale, lift back up through center, leg long behind you. And exhale, step your right foot in between your hands and sink your weight forward. Come up onto your fingertips to keep your chest lifted and inhale. And as you exhale, send your palms to the ground and shift your hips back and down. Right toes peel off of the mat, right knee straightens. Inhale, shift your weight forward, come onto fingertips. Exhale, send your hips back and down, right leg comes towards a straight position. Inhale, bend into your right knee, let your weight sink into that right hip. And exhale, palms come to the ground, hips are sent back and down. Right toes peel off of the mat. Inhale, shift your weight forward. Exhale, shift your weight backward. Inhale, shift your weight forward, and then lift your arms up off of the ground and overhead. Once they're there, take a gentle back bend with an exhale, nose pointing towards the ceiling, arms reaching back. Inhale, release the back bend, come back through center. Exhale, reach towards the sky. And on inhale, lower your left arm behind your low back and reach your right arm overhead towards the left, grounding through your feet to keep you balanced here. Inhale. And exhale, release the bend, both arms come back up through center. Now take a bind behind your back with your right arm and reach overhead towards your right with your left arm. Press into the ground through your lower knee and hand to stabilize you. Inhale. And exhale, come back through center, both arms raised. Now lower both hands to the mat on the inside of your right foot. Heel toe your right foot a little bit further towards the right edge of your mat. Keep your heel where it is, but turn your toes out about 45 degrees. Now tuck the toes of your left foot underneath of you. You can stay here or lower down onto your forearms. No matter where you are, sink your weight forward into that right hip. In yoga, this is called lizard pose or Uttan Pristhasana in Sanskrit. Continue breathing as you hold here, settling into that right hip. Now, no matter where you are, lift back up onto your hands and release the turnout of your right foot so toes face forward. Then press into the ground through your left toes to lift your left knee off of the ground and walk your hands towards the center of your legs and bring both toes to face towards the long edge of your mat. Inhale, come up onto your fingertips, straighten your spine and gaze forward. And exhale, release your shoulders and your head to fall towards the mat and drape your spine. Gaze towards the ground and let your upper body be heavy and fall away from the rest of you as your legs support your weight here. Then when you're ready, begin to shift your weight, sinking into one hip and then into the other. Using your hands for balance and pressing the full length of each foot into the ground to stabilize you here. Come back through center, weight even in both hips. Now inhale, push into the ground to lengthen your arms and straighten your spine. And on exhale, begin to walk your hands towards your left foot and pivot both feet so that toes face towards the back of your space. Lower your right knee to the ground and bring both hands to frame your left foot. Sink your weight forward into your left hip. Now inhale, reach your arms forward and up. Take a gentle back bend. And exhale, release the back bend. Rise back through center. Inhale, reach your fingertips high towards the sky. And exhale, bend your right elbow, take a bind behind your low back, and reach overhead towards the right with your left arm. Ground through your lower body here. Inhale, lift back through center, both arms high and overhead. Exhale, bend your left elbow now, take a bind behind your low back and reach overhead towards your left. Inhale, find your center once again. And exhale. Lower your hands down to the mat on the inside of your left foot. Heel toe that left foot out slightly to create more space. And then keep your heel where it is, but turn your left toes out about 45 degrees. Tuck your right toes underneath of you now. You can stay here, or just like last time, lower down onto your forearms. And let your weight sink deep into your left hip for your lizard pose once again. No matter where you are, breathe and gaze forward and hold here. Imagine pushing back through your right heel towards what's now the back of your space as you do so. If you lowered to your forearms, lift up onto your hands, arms straight here, and release the turnout of your left foot. Lift your right knee up off of the ground and then walk your hands back towards the middle of your space, back into that standing wide angle. On inhale, halfway lift, come up onto fingertips, spine is long, and exhale, drape down once again. Inhale, straighten your arms, lengthen your spine. And exhale, deeply bend into your right knee. Your right butt cheek should come right next to your right ankle here. Inhale, come back through center in that standing wide angle. Exhale, now bend deeply into your left knee. Inhale, come back through center. Exhale, sink your weight to the right. Inhale, find your center. Exhale, sink your weight to the left. If you'd like, peel your right toes off of the mat. Inhale, find center. Exhale, sink to the right. Left toes can peel off of the mat or stay glued to the mat. Inhale, find center. And exhale, resettle here. Draw your hands to the tops of your thighs. And on inhale, push into your thighs to lift yourself back up through center. Bring your hands to your hips and heel toe your left foot in towards your right until you have a little bit wider than a hips width distance stance with your feet. Turn both feet out about 45 degrees. And on inhale, lift both arms up and overhead, palms touch over top of you. On exhale, deeply bend into both knees and send your hands to heart center, lowering your hips all the way towards the ground but not touching the ground. Press either elbow into either knee to keep your chest open and your spine long here. Take a breath in your yogi squat malasana. Now extend both arms and come onto tented fingertips with each hand, just slightly outside and in front of each knee. Continue pushing your right knee out with your right hand, and on inhale, lift your left arm high, opening your chest towards the left. Exhale, plant that left hand right back down. Now inhale, lift your right arm high, chest opens to the right. Exhale, lower your right hand right back down to the mat. Bring your palms back to meet at heart center and push both knees out with either elbow. Stay still or rock a bit side to side. Wherever you are, come into stillness and lower your hands to the mat. Then lift your hips up and back just enough so that you can come back into that neutral tabletop position from the beginning of class. Scoot your left knee out so that it rests on the left edge of your mat, and your right knee out so it rests on the right edge. Bring your big toes to tap behind you and inhale. And on exhale, send your hips back and down so your glutes touch the back of your heels. Then walk your arms forward to lower your chest to the ground. Let your forehead rest on the ground as well for this child's pose, balasana. As you breathe and hold here, notice what you might unconsciously be tensing or holding in your body that you can let go now. Maybe you're squeezing your hips or there's tension in your hands. No matter what, take an inhale and then exhale, send breath to those places and let it drift away. All you have to do is hold and breathe here. Now inhale and reach your fingertips forward towards the front of your mat or the wall in front of you. And exhale, slide your palms back so that they're right underneath of either shoulder. Squeeze your shoulder blades back and towards one another, and then press into the ground to lift your chest and forehead off of the ground. Come up onto your fingertips and remove the space between your knees. Sitting on your heels, knees touching now. Take one last deep inhale through your nose and exhale, sigh through your mouth. If you'd like, you can bring your hands to heart center and take one last deep breath and then bow your head to your hands in gratitude. You are officially complete with your 25-minute lower body warm-up and stretch. I post new yoga classes or sometimes stretches like this one every Monday and Thursday, and I'd love to see you back for one of those in the near future. Thank you so much for being here and sharing your presence and energy with me today, and I'll see you soon in another one.